I've talked about this so much, but remember, when you're caught up in fear, so here I am with this partner, I don't think I can leave, I'm terrified of leaving, I'm going to make a mistake. Even Miranda still thinks she made a mistake by divorcing Steve. So remember, when you're caught up in fear, what gets triggered? Your amygdala. Right, that fight, flight, or freeze response. And I want to remind you that when your amygdala is lit up, when this part of your brain, the fear process in your brain has taken over, your brain literally changes. And so it doesn't remember things as well. You start to, like what's happening here, she's starting to think she's made a mistake. You might start to romanticize how great the relationship is. And, oh, I'm making too big a deal out of this, because I've talked about this in so many other podcasts. I don't want to get in too deep a detail here, but because all the changes that happen in the brain when it's with the fear brain, one of those results is that your hippocampus shrinks and shrivels from the stress-inducing hormones, and it doesn't remember. That's where you remember things and store memories. It doesn't do it as well. The other thing to keep in mind is that when your amygdala is activated, when this whole, when your limbic system is lit up, this other part of your brain, your prefrontal cortex, where all your rationality is, where you're problem solving, where you're thinking things through, that part of your brain is shut down. It can't even turn on. So here you are wondering, why can't I make a decision? Why can't I change what I'm doing? Why can't I, why do I keep doubting myself? All that stuff. It's because your brain is hijacked during all this. It can't function in the way you want. But when you do the things I've been saying, guess what? When you start to get happier, when you're less focused on them, when you're less triggered, your brain is going to start healing. And you are going to be able to make more rational decisions later. So that's the key. And that is why all again, when people tell you all the rational reasons why you should go, I could talk to Miranda like, oh, you'll find someone else. Of course you will. You're fabulous. It's not even about being with someone else. It's about really being in a healthy place and not allowing yourself, it sounds like Steve kind of verbally abuses her when he's not acting, when he's high, you don't deserve these things, blah, 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 right? We could tell her. So when I do all those great suggestions, guess what? That's all prefrontal cortex. That's where all that comes in. My prefrontal cortex has to be turned on to take in the information, to go, does that make sense? Is that the rational thing to do? Let me problem solve that. Let me long-term plan. Let me think this through. If that part of your brain's not working, then properly, then all these great suggestions just fall. You're like Teflon for good suggestions, and you get then frustrated with yourself for not being able to move, for not being able to change, and you're beating yourself up. So as we do the steps I said before, you will find a new place to be.